Look at that cute dog, Ali.
The one on the poster?
Yes, I wish I could just take him home. I've always wanted a dog.
What does the poster say, Mel?
It says, I am Scruffy. I'm looking for my forever home. I just need a loving family to adopt me. Can you be the one to rescue me, to love and care for me?
Oh, poor dog. If we didn't already have a dog, I would ask my mum if we could take Scruffy home. But you don't have a dog, Mel. Why don't you rescue Scruffy?
I've always wanted a dog, but every time I ask, Mum gives me the responsibility talk. If I go home and clean up my room before I ask Mum...
Worth a try, Mel. Poor Scruffy needs a new home.
I'm heading straight home to put my rescue plan in action. I really want to save Scruffy.
I didn't even know that I was needing rescue. The threats and the dangers I couldn't see, I was heading right to. I needed help, but I didn't know. Needed saving from an evil foe. But I didn't even know that I was needing rescue.
Hey Mum, you know how I'm really responsible? I always have my homework finished in time, and at the moment my room is pretty clean.
I did actually notice your room is tidy today, Mel. And I am very happy that you have been consistent with your schoolwork.
Well, since I'm so responsible, Mum, I thought that it would be a good time to get a pet. Well, to be specific, I think that a dog would be perfect for our family.
I was wondering where this conversation was going. So you would like a pet dog, Mel?
Yes, please, Mum. You know how I always have wanted one. I've been trying so hard, Mum, to show that I'm ready for one.
To care for a dog properly is a lot of work. And it is not something that you can just do for a week or two and then forget about it. You need to be onto it every day. It's not all fun stuff either. You have to feed it every day, make sure that it has clean fresh water, clean up all the doggy poos both in the backyard and when you take it out for a walk.
And you know how puppies chew up things and make a real mess, even though they are really cute. But I have a solution to that too. Instead of getting a puppy, we can get a grown-up dog. I heard that there are lots of beautiful dogs just waiting for a new home at the animal shelter. We could rescue one of those poor little doggies and give it a home.
You want to rescue a dog, Mel?
Yes, I do. It would be so sad and lonely for one of those poor doggies without a forever family. Can we be that forever family, Mum?
You think so, Mel?
I know, Mum. I know I can do it.
Well, Mel, I think this is a discussion I first need to have with your father. It will have to be a whole family discussion.
A dog will be so good for us, Mum. I just know it. Jack will love him, and I can already see myself walking him through the park, playing fetch with a stick.
Don't get ahead of yourself, Mel. I just said I would talk to your father. I didn't say yes yet.
Thanks, Mum. I know Dad will love having a dog. I have a good feeling about this, and I know the exact dog that would work for our family too.
Jono, I need to apologise. I'm so sorry that I didn't believe you yesterday. I was wrong in listening to what Cade said over what you said. I didn't stop to use my discernment and think through the facts for myself.
Thanks, Jack. You have no idea how relieved I am to hear you say that.
You are my friend, Jono, and friends need to trust each other. I didn't show you trust yesterday. I let you down.
I am so glad that you have apologized. It has made me feel happy you did not believe the lies. I certainly forgive you and I value you, my friend. Let's just start things over and begin again.
I really was wrong. I feel bad that I hurt you. I did not stop and think I was wrong to judge you too. Your friendship is so valuable, I know that yours is true. And so I'm really sorry for what I did to you.
Through the good and the bad, I am so glad that you are my friend, and by you I will stand. Through the good and the bad, I am so glad that you are my friend, and by you I will stand. Through the good and the bad, I am so glad that you are my friend, and by you I will stand. It's okay, Jack. We all make mistakes sometimes.
By the way, I'm glad you were there to help Chloe when she needed you.
Thanks, Jack.
Hi there, Jack.
Hello, Mr. Simons. I came to see Jono because, well, I stuffed up yesterday. I didn't believe what he told me, so I came to apologise.
Well, good on you for coming to do that, Jack. It takes a lot of strength to admit your mistake and say you're sorry. I have a lot of respect for you in doing that.
Dad and I were just about to look at more of a story in the Bible about a guy called Joseph. Would you like to stay and listen? The story's been helping me.
Yeah, sure. Not sure I know much about Joseph, though.
Joseph had a pretty tough life. His brothers were very jealous of him.
Yeah, they even thought about killing him, their own brother. But they sold him as a slave and sent him off to Egypt.
Sounds like he had some pretty mean brothers.
And in Egypt, things still went pretty bad for him. He was thrown into jail after being falsely accused of something. He was in prison for many years, but then God helped him to interpret dreams from some of the servants in Pharaoh's palace. God gave the Pharaoh a dream, and Joseph interpreted that dream. The dream warned the Pharaoh that there was going to be 7 years of plenty, followed by 7 years of famine. Joseph told the Pharaoh that they needed to prepare during the 7 years of plenty so that there would be enough food for them to eat during the 7 years of famine. The Pharaoh was very impressed with the wisdom and discernment that Joseph showed. He put him in charge of doing all Joseph had suggested. Joseph was made governor of Egypt, second in charge to only the Pharaoh himself. So there was plenty of food in Egypt. But in the land where Joseph's family lived, there was not plenty of food. As the famine continued, it became so bad, Joseph's family was running out of food. Without food, they would not survive. So Jacob, Joseph's father, sent his sons to Egypt to buy grain. They lined up to buy grain, and Joseph recognized them.
Why are we still in this room?
I think we are waiting to see the governor.
Well, he doesn't seem to be in any hurry.
What I can't figure out is why we were taken out of the line to buy grain and brought into this room. Something is not quite right.
I wish we didn't have to come to Egypt in the first place.
Father put off sending us as long as he could. The famine has become so bad there is just nothing to feed our families. We need to get back to them as quickly as we can with the grain we purchase, or our families will be totally out of food.
That is if he lets us buy any food. As I said, something doesn't add up.
I think the governor has ultimate power here. If he decides he doesn't like us...
I am sure it will be all right. Remember God's promise to our grandfather Abraham?
Yes, he promised him that his descendants would number as the sands on the seashore.
But the most important part of that promise was that it was to our family that the rescuer, the Son of God, is going to come. The one that will make right all that went wrong in the Garden of Eden when Adam and Eve disobeyed God's commands.
Because the consequences of that disobedience is death.
But through the rescuer, we will have the chance to be saved.
It is still amazing to think that God is willing to trade His Son for us.
We've done some pretty terrible things, ones I really regret.
Like what we did to our own brother Joseph. I wish I could change what we did that day.
Why would God want to trade his son for people like us?
I know what you mean, brother. I feel so unworthy of that exchange. I pray for God's forgiveness every day.
Me too, brother. I vow to do all I can to show myself worthy of what God is willing to sacrifice for us.
You know, brother, we can never be worthy. That is the incredible part about it. God knows all the evil things we have done, but He still loves us anyway.
It must sadden him to see some of the choices we've made.
I am sure it does, and I do not want to disappoint Him or let Him down again.
Me either, brother. I want to do things God's way.
I wonder how long we'll have to wait for the governor.
Sounds like the brothers were pretty sorry for what they had done to Joseph.
Yes, they were. Choices have consequences, and they had to live with the guilt they felt for what they had done to Joseph.
It would be very hard to forgive someone who did that to you.
You know, Jack, the great thing about the rescue plan that God has in place is that no matter what we have done, He still really loves us and wants so much to save us. He really wants us to accept His offer and be safe.
I can't believe it. My brothers are here. Last time I saw them, I'd been sold as a slave. I was chained behind a camel, headed for a life of slavery in Egypt. What a journey it's been since then. But God has always been faithful. From serving at Potiphar's house to spending many years in prison, and now here I am as the governor of Egypt, answerable only to Pharaoh himself. Even though at the time it was very difficult, I knew that God was always with me. Now, here I am in the position to save my family. I can help my own brothers, the very ones who were so cruel to me. I can save them and their families from dying of starvation from this terrible famine. Because it is going to be through our family that God will one day send His Son to earth. God's rescue plan.
Joseph was able to forgive his brothers because he chose to do things God's way. Life is so much better for all of us when we choose God's way.
But there are so many terrible things happening all around us, Mr. Simons. I mean, look at what just happened yesterday. Chloe was hurt. Jono was accused of something he didn't do when he was trying to do the right thing. Even I was not there to stand by him. And he is my best mate.
We always need to remember that even though we are in the middle of a battle between good and evil, good is going to come out on top. But sometimes the fallout from the bad choices of others can really hurt us. We need to trust God, like Joseph did in those tough times. He will always be there for us. We just need to ask Him.
Yeah, yesterday Dad and I prayed about this situation and gave it to God. Now, look at what has happened. My best friend is here, and he knows that I did the right thing.
God has a way of bringing good out of bad situations, to bring His rescue plan back on track. Did you know? Have you heard what God is able to do? To make good out of bad, happy out of sad. Yes, that's what our God can do. Wrong can be made right, devastation to delight. Yes, that's what our God can do. Give us peace that passes all understanding. Yes, that's what our God can do.
Did you know? Have you heard what God is able to do? To make good out of bad, happy out of sad. Yes, that's what our God can do. Wrong can be made right, devastations to delight. Yes, that's what our God can do. Yes, that's what our God can do. Did you know? Have you heard what God is able to do? To make good out of bad, happy out of sad.
Yes, that's what our God can do.
Wrong can be made right, devastation to delight. Yes, that's what our God can do.
Give us peace that passes all understanding.
Yes, that's what our God can do.
Give us peace that passes all understanding.
Yes, that's what our God can do.
What about poor Joseph? What could possibly have been good about what happened to him?
Good question, Jack. Have you heard of Abraham?
Yeah, apparently he is my lots of greats, grandfather. According to some DNA test Mum had, we have Jewish ancestors.
That's pretty cool.
Well, God chose Abraham's family to be the one through which he was going to send the rescuer, his son Jesus, to earth. And Lucifer did not want that to happen, because he does not want us to be rescued. Lucifer has plans to destroy us all. That brings us back to Joseph. He was part of that chosen family.
My ancestors' family?
Yeah, that's right, Jack. Lucifer's plan of evil and hurt sent Joseph to Egypt as a slave. But God was able to turn this terrible situation into the very thing that would save his family from dying of starvation through the famine. The key, though, was that despite everything bad that happened to him, Joseph remained faithful to God.
Yes, the rescue is available to everyone. I am waiting and longing for everyone to accept my rescue plan. Joseph's brothers had made poor choices, but they were truly sorry for what they had done and ready to take the right pathway.
Hey Dad, did Mum talk to you?
Of course. I talk to Mum all the time.
And what did you say?
Well, Mum asked me if I would like some honey on my Weet-Bix, and I said, yes, thanks dear. That would be lovely.
Dad, that's not what I mean.
Then Mum asked me if I would like to mow the lawn, and I said,
Dad, that is not what I'm talking about. You are being so silly.
sorry Mel.
Did you talk about Scruffy?
You calling me Scruffy?
No, Dad. I mean Scruffy, the dog who needs to be rescued.
So you have found a dog who needs to be rescued?
Yes, 100 times yes. I saw a poster today and Scruffy needs to be adopted. He's looking for his forever home and Dad, we can be the ones who save him. Scruffy needs us to love and care for him. I'm just sure I was just meant to see that poster today. I was in the right place at the right time. We just need to save him.
Who needs to be saved?
Scruffy does.
Who is Scruffy?
Scruffy is a dog who is in the animal shelter. I mean, I saw his picture on the poster today. You should have seen his eyes. He was just begging me to come and save him. Ali already has a dog, or she would have adopted him. So it's up to us, the King family, to come and rescue and save Scruffy. This is just the best plan I know.
Well, you better do it soon, because you know what happens to the dogs who don't find homes.
What do you mean?
Well, if no one adopts them, they,
No, I don't know. Jack, what are you talking about?
If no one rescues them in time and they can't find a new family, they don't...
Jack, we'll leave that there.
Is this the dog discussion?
Yes, Mum. We really need to save Scruffy.
Scruffy.
Well, Scruffy is a dog in the animal shelter that Mel really wants us to adopt. And I think that we should, Mum.
And what are your reasons, Jack?
Well, Mel was in just the right place today to see the poster asking for help. And we don't have a dog, so there's space for one, and we have a fenced-off yard.
But are you both ready for the responsibility that comes with a pet?
Of course, Dad.
I think we are. This dog sounds like he needs saving. And soon.
What do you think, Sally?
Well, I suppose we could go and have a look at Scruffy and see what is involved.
Thanks, Mum.
Don't get too excited, Mel. We are still thinking about it.
Once you meet Scruffy, you will fall in love with him straight away.
And you know this from just seeing his picture on a poster?
Dad, we get to rescue this dog and give him a forever home, remember?
You have to admit, Dad, that would be pretty cool. That would make us heroes.
One step at a time, son.
I didn't even know that I was needing rescue. The threats and the dangers I couldn't see, I was heading right to. I needed help, but I didn't know. Needed saving from an evil foe. But I didn't even know that I was needing rescue. Needing rescue.
I need